Hello beautiful souls, welcome to today's reading. In today's reading we are going to look into some messages you need to hear right now. Before we are going to start with the reading, I have two different candles to choose from, so you should now ground yourself and choose the candle that is resonating with you the most today. So first we have this pink candle and the second we have this green candle. And if you made your decision which candle speaks to you the most today, and then in the description down below we are going to be able to find some timestamps, and then you can click and you are going to get your own reading. So ground yourself and choose the candle that speaks to you the most. Okay, welcome candle 1 to your reading. This reading is for everyone who chose this pink candle. So let's see what messages you need to hear right now. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords, then we have the reverse Queen of Cups, and then we have the Fool, and lastly we have 4 coins or 4 pentacles. So together what I'm getting, like, this whole message is talking about going through a journey towards something new. It can be emotional, mental, or even like something physically new, and you are basically just leaving something behind, some past struggles, and you are also kind of leaving everything that no longer serves you. And this card are all like reflecting that you are stepping into something unknown, and you need to kind of like also balance to be more open with also being protective of yourself is the message that is coming through. But let's see also each card individually so we can then see the whole message. So the first card, what we have is the Six of Swords or Six of Ankhs, and it is all talking about moving away from difficulties, moving away from conflict, and also it is talking all about like moving towards a calmer waters. And this card can also show that you are currently leaving something behind, maybe a challenging period in your life, or basically are just heading towards a place where there's going to be a better peace or more clarity. And also there is like a sense of relief here, and you are kind of like, you know, finally putting down all burdens. And maybe the journey is not going to be 100% like easy, but it may also involve some letting go of something familiar, and it's basically a necessary step for you to reach more positive and healthier state currently. And this card is also like encouraging you to kind of trust in the process of like moving on, even if you are not entirely sure where you are basically headed. And it's also like a small reminder that the healing doesn't happen overnight, and it is also reflecting that it will be a gradual transition where you are going to carry some memories of the past, but you are actively seeking the fresh start. And you need to also give yourself like more patient if you're going to make this shift, and you should also know that you are currently on the right path. The next card is this reversed Queen of Cups, and Queen of Cups is highlighting basically the emotional sensitivity, but when it's in reverse position, it can suggest that you are currently struggling with emotions, or you are also finding it hard to connect with your intuition. And there may be also kind of like unresolved feelings, or maybe you're not giving yourself the time and the space to process the emotions. And this card in reverse can also show that you are emotionally overwhelmed, or maybe you also have the tendency to kind of like keep your feeling kind of stuck, or you are just afraid to open up yourself and express your feelings more openly. And this card is also giving this theme or the message that you need to check in with yourself, and you need to make sure that you are not carrying the emotional needs that are no longer maybe serving you. And you can also ask yourself if you're also trying to maybe push away your feelings, and maybe you are kind of like holding into old pain. Just ask yourself this. And this card is also showing that you need to practice more self-compassion and just allow your emotions to kind of free flow more freely is the message that is coming through, rather than maybe keeping them like stuck or locked inside. And you can also do some self-reflection, some journaling, or maybe just simply talk to someone about the things that are kind of like holding you back. The next card what we have is this Fool card, and the Fool is bringing a fresh start. It's like a leap of faith or like the new adventure, and this card is also representing a new beginnings, and it is filled with openness, with optimism, and it is also like a sign to embrace this unknown. And maybe you have not everything like planned out. This card is like encouraging you to trust in the journey and trust in yourself. And it's also a reminder that sometimes, you know, the best way how to actually move forward is to take some risks or the first steps. And you're also being kind of like encouraged to release any fears and release old emotions that are no longer serving you. And this is like a chance to start something new and trust in the path that is unfolding for you more naturally. And you need to kind of like let go of the fear of also maybe making mistakes and focus more on what is coming your way. And lastly, what we have is this Four of Coins. And the Four of Coins brings kind of the message of being more cautious, and it is reminding you not to hold too tightly on material things or maybe also on emotional security, because this card is basically asking you to reflect if you are kind of protecting yourself or if you are just holding too tightly to stability and you're maybe a little bit resistant to change. And basically it's very natural to want this security, but you need to be open and you need to avoid becoming too much possessed by the material things. And also when I'm looking at the other cards, it is giving me this whole message that you need to kind of balance this willingness to open yourself to new opportunities. And if you're going to hold too tightly, it will prevent you from enjoying the freedom you kind of want and also the freedom the Fool is offering you. So it is like a reminder that you need to kind of start experiencing the new things, and you shouldn't be afraid of the growth or of new adventures. And you know, because sometimes we need to also experience new things, and then by doing that we can release the control also. And then summary, what I'm also getting that this whole journey is about the new journey and letting go of old emotions that are not serving your highest good. Or maybe there is also a way how to find a balance between self-protection and openness. And this Six of Swords is indicating that you are moving from difficulties, and it is also signaling that it's right time to leave the past behind and focus on moving forward. Then the reverse Queen of Cups is a reminder that you need to touch in with your emotions and cannot not put emotions, kind of like suppress them or suppress the feelings. And the Fool is also showing that you need to be open to new chapter and you should be more adventurous and you kind of need to let go of the fear. And also the Four of Coins are talking that you are still like stepping into something new. You need to kind of balance openness and also balance the stability, and you need to make sure that you are not holding into maybe also old fears too tightly, or also the material possessions. And together what I'm getting that the whole message is talking about, you know, you're releasing the past, you're trusting in yourself more, and you're moving forward something better with more excitement and more balance. And you need to remember that you need to stay true to yourself, and you need to also let your emotions kind of guide you. So I do think that that was the small short message, and as always, please remember to take what feels right and leave the rest, because this is a collective general reading. So thank you so much for tuning into this reading. Until next time, see you. Welcome pile with green candle. Let's see what messages you need to hear currently from the universe. So let's see what the universe wants you to hear. Okay, so we have a reversed Page of Cups, then we have the Devil, and then we have the Lover. So when I'm looking at this whole message, what I'm getting that this reading is like showing some themes about temptation, about emotional growth, but also the choices we need to make in our relationships, and maybe also in the personal values. And also what I'm getting, that this is like a mix of emotions and also reflecting on old patterns, and also examine some inner desires. And also this whole spread is talking about like you need to take a closer look at any maybe attachments or emotional habits that may be influencing your decision. So let's see also each card more separately. So the first card what we have is actually the reversed Page of Cups, and it is showing that you have some emotional blocks, or maybe there is an unwillingness to fully open up yourself, because in reverse position it can also signal that you are feeling like I don't know, immature, or you don't want to show your emotions or just basically express them to the world, and you may be also hesitating to share how you truly feel about the situation or your struggles, to understand the certain emotions. And sometimes this card in reverse can also show the fear of rejection, and it can also lead to like self-protection that may be kind of keeping you distance from these deeper connections. And this card is basically giving the message that you need to explore your feelings, you need to work on opening those feelings. And maybe even though it feels a little bit uncomfortable, you need to also think about this card as an like kind of invitation to explore your intuition, and also to take small steps towards expressing yourself more honestly. And maybe there has been kind of like some emotions that could even help you to not emotions, but some outlets, what I'm getting, that could help you to connect to those parts of yourself more in like a safe way for you. Then we have the card of Devil, and the card of Devil is basically giving us that we need to be more careful about attachments, about temptations, or maybe also patterns that may be limiting you. And also this card is often representing a situation where you feel kind of bound, or maybe it can be by a habit, maybe a relationship, or maybe even your mindset or some thoughts or some patterns. And this can also point that there is a situation that may be comforting in the short term but can harm you in the long term or over the time. So you need to also see if you're clinging into something that feels like familiar, that is no longer beneficial for you. And also in this spread, what I'm also getting with the other cards, it is asking you that you need to see where you have unhealthy attachments, or maybe you can ask yourself if there are some people or even like mindset that are kind of like holding you back. And it is also inviting you to explore where you can, or explore some ways to break free. And it's not about like having some kind of guilt about letting go of the things, but it's mostly about like getting your power back, what you truly deserve. But then we also have the Lover's card, and the Lover's card is all about like choices that are going to be more aligned with your true values, especially in the relationships. So it's representing this card like harmony, connection, and also, you know, the choices you need to make to be more aligned with yourself. And usually it is showing this card, you know, in love readings or romantic readings, but it doesn't matter, because, you know, the Lover's card is basically reflecting the choices you need to do, and you need to stand for what feels right for you on more deep level. And in this spread, what I'm also getting, that there may be an important choice for you to make, but it needs to be more aligned with your authentic self. And this could also mean that you need to see what kind of situations or relationships you want to invest your energy in. Especially, you need to consider them. Because we also have the Devil card, so you need to ask yourself if there are some relationships that are still supporting your highest good. And if you don't see any relationships that are still serving your highest good, just let them go. And this card is encouraging you to also reflect on your values and seek the connections that are going to honor your highest self and honor your values. And together, what I'm getting, that this message is all about like self-reflection, of being honest with you and also making some meaningful choices, because this card, reversed Page of Cups, is reminding you that you need to explore your emotions, and you need to also realize that it's completely okay to feel uncertain, but the key here is to approach your emotions rather than maybe to kind of suppress them. And the Devil card is kind of highlighting that there are some attachments you need to realize, maybe some habits, maybe some emotions, maybe some ideas that are like kind of preventing you from moving forward. And this card is also inviting you to look at what may be kind of still holding you back, and you need to kind of consider how you can break free from the patterns that are no longer serving you. And finally, the Lover's card is bringing all together that you need to kind of consider your values, and you need to make choices that are more aligned with who you truly are. And you need to also remember that, meaningful relationships are the things you can build on. And there is a strong foundations in those real meaningful relationships. So it's about love, friendship, maybe even career decision. It is encouraging you, this card, to be more honest with what you truly want. And together with I'm also looking at this spread, I'm having the feeling that you are letting go of some emotional blocks. You are breaking free from limiting patterns, and you are also making choices that are more aligned with your true self. And you need to be more honest with yourself, be more honest with others, and also you need to realize that the true wisdom and fulfillment comes from living in harmony with your true values. So you need to also realize that this whole journey is about self-discovery, and you need to trust that you need to release what no longer serves you, and you need to make space for some deep and fulfilling connections. So I have the feeling that that was it for the universe or your spirit guides wanted you to hear. And as always, please remember to take what feels right and leave the rest, because this is a general collective message. So thank you so much for tuning into this reading. Until next time, see you.